It's a simple question. Are free-to-play games ever truly free? This isn't going to be a video in which I attack the industry for the business model of promoting paid free-to-play games. What I really want to discuss in this video is how the trend became relevant, why businesses are doing what they're doing, and begging the question, is this business model beneficial for the average gamer? Let's get right into it. So what do I mean when I say that free-to-play games aren't free? Well, the reality is that when someone or many people invest hundreds or thousands of hours of time into developing a game, they forfeit using that time for work or for making money. It's simple economics, the idea of opportunity cost. Those same hours spent developing a game could have been spent opening a restaurant or finding a desk job. With very few exceptions, free-to-play games are never completely free of price tags or DLC or an incentive to purchase something because developers need payment for their work. The opportunity cost for game developers is time that could have been spent making money in other ways. So sure, some people could do it for a hobby, but AAA titles and high-quality indie games can't exist without money, and it has to come from somewhere. So why not just make a flat fee for a game, the traditional way of purchasing, an upfront cost? Why call a game free-to-play and then make it pay-to-win? To answer this question, it's important to understand the ways people can make money, so let's talk about revenue streams. By the way, if you're enjoying today's free-to-watch economics lesson, do make sure to leave a like. Anyway, moving on. There are many different revenue streams, but by far the most popular is a simple asset sale. So this is just retail basically. Ownership rights are sold of a physical product. So basically Amazon charging a one-time fee in order for a consumer to have ownership of a piece of tech, for example. So there are usage fee models as well, in which someone is charged only for the usage of a product. So like certain data plans for a telephone company, there's subscription fees, there's lending, there's renting, there's leasing, licensing, advertising. There are lots of ways to complete a transaction, but game developers have been slowly leaning towards the path of free-to-play. I'm not entirely sure what the sort of professional name of this revenue stream would be called, but game developers have somehow figured out that they can be more successful by offering their titles for free and then charging for additional content to make up for the revenue they didn't make because their game is free. So the fact of the matter is that whoever came up with the strategy is an absolute genius. What better way is there to advertise your product than by letting someone use the product? What developers are doing is basically getting gamers hooked on their products, their games, to the point that they are fully willing to pay for additional content. On the surface, it seems like an awesome deal for both the consumer and the developer. Developers are making bank, and consumers get a taste of what they're purchasing for free before they want to invest in the game, before they're ready to. So, I mean, for example, think of how much money Supercell makes off of Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. Those games are engineered to be addictive and to beg for in-app purchases, and that's where the problems arise with this model. To be clear, free-to-play works wonders for developers, and the only downside would arise if your game just wasn't addictive enough in the first place. For the consumer, though, free-to-play is a slippery slope that can easily be a complete scam, and here's why. There is no reason for developers to make their base game very good. Developers have and will continue to offer less and less for the game itself and more in paid content, downloadable content. So sure, you could claim that the game is free and therefore developers shouldn't be entitled to offering that good free content, but what fun would a game like Overwatch be, for example, if you had to pay for 15 of the 21 heroes, even if the base game itself was free? That would be called pay to win, which is what's really more concerning in the situation. As much as developers like to say that they avoid pay-to-win in their downloadable content, it's extremely difficult to do so. Having gamers purchase weapons or add-ons that are unavailable in the base game can easily make the free game itself incredibly difficult, which will just entice players to purchase content in order to level the playing field. With pay-to-win, free-to-play games aren't free. This even rolls over into the exclusivity of DLC. So have you ever tried to play a game, for example, on Call of Duty with your friends, and one of you doesn't own a particular map pack, so none of you can play anything from that map pack? So for some games, ones that are less popular than Call of Duty, not owning a DLC can make it like almost impossible to find a match at all. So ultimately, are free-to-play games a good thing for you and I? It entirely depends on how far the developer is willing to take the ratio of paid to free content. But what is undoubtedly true is that the trend isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and that it's concerning that developers have total control over what kind of content they're giving us. My name's Awumbo. If you enjoyed the video, do make sure to leave a like. I'll see you next time.